Hello, I'm James and thanks for joining me on Kalkine TV for the top ASX buzzing stocks for the day. In this episode, we'll take a look at 4 ASX listed stocks that are in the news today because of their price-sensitive announcements. Australian digital media business specialising in property, REA Group, today announced its results for the year ending on June 30, 2022. The company's financial highlights from core operations include revenue growth of 26% to 1.17 billion Aussie dollars. The group witnessed an increase in earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortisation, including associates of 19% to $674 million and a 25% increase in net profit to $408 million. The company reported net profit increase of $385 million, and the company's core operating costs increased by 34% and were largely driven by the Mortgage Choice and REA India acquisitions. Commenting on the results, REA Group Chief Executive Officer Owen Wilson said that financial year 2022 has been an exceptional one for REA. The record take-up of their premium listing products enabled them to fully capitalise on the buoyant listing environment, and it demonstrates the value they provide to their customers and vendors. REA shares traded at 124 Aussie dollars and 53 cents, up by 0.41% at the opening of the market. Moving on, an ASX-listed media and publishing company, News Corporation, today announced their financial results for the 3 months ending on June 30, 2022. The company also reported its fiscal year 2022 full-year total revenues of $10.39 billion, an 11% increase compared to $9.36 billion in the prior year. News Corp's net income for the full year was $760 million, a 95% increase compared to $389 million in the previous year. Its total segment earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortisation, or EBITDA, for the full year stood at $1.67 billion, a 31% increase compared to the $1.27 billion recorded in the prior year. Commenting on the results, News Corp Chief Executive Robert Thomson said that the business has been fundamentally transformed and is now vastly more profitable and with a more potent platform for growth, which will in turn benefit stakeholders. News Corp shares traded at $25.21 Australian, up by 3.87% at the opening of today's trading session. Also making news today is one of the big 4 banks, namely National Australia Bank, who announced its 2022 third quarter trading update. The company reported a $1.85 billion third quarter unaudited statutory net profit, while its unaudited cash earnings stood at $1.8 billion. Cash earnings in the third quarter for 2022 rose 3% compared with the first half of 2022 quarterly average, while lending was up by 2% and deposit momentum continued to grow 4% over the June quarter, including the Citibank acquisition. NAB's revenue increased 2% with higher volumes, partly offset by lower markets and treasury income. And commenting on the results, NAB CEO Ross McEwan said that they have a clear strategy and executing this with discipline is one of their key priorities moving forward. The company will continue to focus on getting the basics right, managing their banks safely and improving customer and colleague outcomes to deliver sustainable growth and improved shareholder returns. NAB shares traded at $29.61 Australian, down by 3.58% at the opening of the market today. And lastly, Australian real estate company Charter Hall Long WALE REIT today announced its full-year results for the period ending on the 30th of June 2022. The company delivered statutory profit of $911.9 million for the 2022 financial year. The company's operating earnings increased by 4.5% on the prior corresponding period to $207.2 million, whilst net tangible assets increased 18.2% to $6.17. And that is $6.17 million. The company also reported net valuation uplift of 10.4% to $670 million for the year and declared distributions of 30.5 cents per unit, up 4.5% on the prior corresponding period. Charter Hall Long shares traded at $12.41 Australian, up by 1.55% at the opening bell. Alright, that's all for this edition of the top ASX buzzing stocks for the day. Another episode is coming your way tomorrow, so until then, make sure to keep it locked here on Kalkine TV for the latest market insights and business news. I'm James, signing off for now.